Yeah, like solutions. Solutions isn't. Thanks for the super sticker, Justin March. Give me a couple minutes. It's called Doug because it's very important to have these after streams. Even though I'm working a hellacious amount of hours moving these vaccines around, I still do have time during the day where I have to do double duty. And it's vitally important that we talk about solution based things with us. Shout out to Bernard Riley for his show and interview with Zero. But we keep negating choice and trying to make it look like we have no reason but to put up with this. That's that's like the emotional argument. This is an argument that nobody was making on the panel, by the way. But people have to recognize that you get to choose the outcome. You get to choose the outcome. So you have to recognize, kind of at this point in time that all the solutions are out there now. It's just whether or not you want to deal with it. Game is not going to get you any further than abject failure in society. That's not going to work. So what you got to recognize is you got to maximize choice so that way you can preserve where you are. Strong start point. And so we got here, right here, within Black America because we gave away choice. Because we wanted this counterpart to be a part of the quote unquote black family construct so bad that we didn't even care about our own progress as men. We just wanted this mythical black family to be together. So what you got to recognize is we have the blackest family that we can possibly have right now. But see, everybody wanted to concentrate on racial component output, but nobody cared about how these things operate, how we actually stack up to actually it's going okay, that's right. It's just that we have taken the productivity portion off the table because it made the women comfortable with their power in the society. And that was something that we were never supposed to do. This is why I keep pushing the productivity piece. Because with the productivity piece, just so long as you're not giving away for dumb outcomes or outcomes that don't have any track record, you can turn this thing around in a generation. You can. But see, it's hard to market discipline to highly emotional people. People who believe heavily in a redemption story. It's damn near impossible to market that through that. This is why image outweighs tangible outcomes because they're both two different things. There is the advertisement of success, and then there's the practicality and the path to get to the actual success. What's going on, Roastmaster? So what you have to recognize is that It's hard for a group outcome, but it's very easy with an individual outcome. This is why my story doesn't make any sense. How's a person raised in some of the poorest circumstances in America can come out like this? Because I didn't know what I was doing. Most of the leadership structure had already died by the time I became an adult. But you have to understand is I manage choice. That's what I wanted to manage. Individual choice is something that we all can manage as men. Individual choice is powerful. It's up to you whether or not you want to dodge these specific outcomes. It is very important for you to actually look at what's happening within society. Because no matter what it is or what field that you're actually going into, you're going to have to study a hell of a lot more than you actually participate. You're right, Johnny Blaze. That's exactly what it is. But see, once you stop playing game and start getting tangibles, the people who never respected tangibles are not part of the benefit model. Because as a man, you're not supposed to be on the market, on the hunt. Animals in nature has to be on the hunt because they sleep outside. We don't sleep outside. We sleep inside. You have to earn your way inside of a house, inside of an apartment, inside of a community, inside of an actual job place to actually showcase your skills. Outside of that, you have to be able to show your level of comfort and competency in such a skill so that way people can hire you to do other things outside of that. What's going on? So you have to realize that most of this stuff is easy at this point. I know people in the South making 25 to $30,000 a year who has a better life when it comes to happiness than I do. The only thing they did differently than me is they had a damn skill. They got a house, still living in the community, mortgage $275 a month. Go travel, work 9 months out of the year, bring home six figures, tons of money in the bank. They grew up in my levels of the generation where nobody owned the houses down there. Well, actually, my grandmother did own her house down there, to be quite honest. But these are the things that can change in one generation with productivity and not giving it away for frivolous ass reasons. This stuff is vitally important. This is why you have the image of the Instagram woman winning, the image of the street guy winning, the image of the rap guy winning, the image of all these people that are winning because it's entertainment. You're not supposed to be practicing entertainment in your personal life. Those people have to keep raising the bar on the entertainment scale in order to stay relevant. As a man, you're supposed to be worried about the outcomes. You have to master the around but not in. You could be around this stuff, you ain't got to be in it. Tell me, you grew up with people, you knew that was up to no good. All it took was for you not to go one place while you was around those people that got 20 or 30 years in prison, and you still on the outside, even though you had nearly the exact same inputs, but the outputs was different. This is why this is vitally important for you to get, and to get it early. If you knew that you had the power to be far more productive than anybody in your household and most people that you're actually surrounded by within the environment, don't you think these kids would take school a hell of a lot more seriously? I was a smart guy, but I didn't take school seriously till I failed at ninth grade the first time. After my father, and pretty soon after that, my grandfather had died. Yeah, that very first loss. And then I didn't make excuses for the loss. I know I wasn't with that shit. I had all the stuff going on. I just expected the world to give a damn about me. Turns out that wasn't the case. Turns out my ass can get passed up just like everybody else. So I had to turn around and win out every single class, and that's how I graduated on time. Because I was invested in the outcome. I knew what was at stake. Took the ASVAB the second year in the ninth, and that's the score I had to get up out of there. I was hell bent on getting up out of that city. Hell bent on seeing what the rest of the world had to offer. I was taught to see this by the coaches. And most of the older people who gave a damn about people there, and some of the legacy class of drug dealers there who are still floundering around the neighborhood right now, drug out of their mind. Yeah, they want you to get up out of there. You see, the real people want you to have a better result than they do. I want to see all y'all win. I don't want to see any of y'all having a child support story. I don't want to see any of y'all having the bad marriage outcome story. I'd rather you keep your money and have a good result for yourself before you end up feeding everybody in the environment with your stuff. Your stuff is yours, but you got to work for it and you got to keep it. No one else is going to chase down these facts and bring them to you like you. This is why your level of understanding far outweighs anyone else's understanding of you. Because no matter what, it's the same process. You're going to have to step off the field. You're going to have to self-assess. You're going to have to practice. You're going to have to see how you measure up. This is why giving up is a hell of a lot harder of a lifestyle. Because you're already at the end. The only thing you got to do is just keep finding these emotional ass excuses to not even take any type of action one way or another. I wasn't afraid of it. In fact, I couldn't wait for this shit to be in my hands. I couldn't wait for me to be doing this stuff for myself. I couldn't wait to just not be in that house with all my brothers and sisters and shit. I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of that situation. Turns out running into the military, I couldn't wait to get the fuck out of that situation either. Which is also my fault. Not picking a job that could really move me forward. But all the benefits of the military actually did move me forward, regardless of what I put into the actual military experience. That's also a choice. Making those connections while you're in is also a choice. This is why there's no real excuse to be listening to these failed men in the environment. Where's your outcomes, bro? Where's your outcomes that you're trying to hand down to everybody else within the society and the environment? You cannot possibly tell me that my life was supposed to end like your life. This is why you have 60, 50, 40, 30, 20-year-old men still trapped around the concept of chasing and bedding women within the society as an actual lived example of masculinity. Then you have the same individuals who cannot admit that they lost, that you wasted time. And this is why I keep saying we ain't got time to waste here. There shouldn't be new child support stories. There shouldn't be new marriage stories that don't work out. You got to make sure that you're straight, not the world. You're straight. I remember after messing my stuff up, I forgot how it felt to close the door and have nothing to worry about. I forgot what that felt like. Because, see, the old way of looking at happiness is looking at it when happiness is lost. But you just got to change your perspective about happiness. Happiness is something that you know it because you're currently experiencing it and that you don't want to give it away. There's a whole bunch of people who want to try to socialize you into giving away everything you got for frivolous ass reasons. So that way they can get a piece of it. So that way you don't experience it the full fledged of it by yourself. That's what most of the black culture is based on. Male usury. This is why you got so many people who require principle out of everybody else within the culture, but they can act how they want to because they are the reaper of principle. They want to reap the harvest of people who've been socialized not to punish those who step outside the realms of the rules of the environment. There's really nothing wrong with this experience. If other people are coming here and getting a hell of a lot more out of this experience than you are, then something is wrong with the person, not the environment. Because your life is nothing but a sum total of choice. You can't wait to be benefited like most of the counterparts within the environment. It doesn't work that way. You, as a man, cannot go to school, get a bullshit ass degree, and hoping to get put on with somebody. That's not how life works for a man. Just because you've seen it work for other people doesn't mean that it works for you. This is why you got to make sure that you're putting yourself in the best position possible. Not for other people, but for yourself. The solutions are easy. It's the practicality that's hard because a lot of people want to encapsulate the solutions around the problem. This isn't medicine. These things are practical. You can have skills and abilities and leave all this stuff alone. But a lot of people want to be defined by the problems of the environment as masculinity. That's crazy. That stuff has never worked from the people who are teaching it. Why are you following that? This is why I keep saying to keep being a part of this channel is going to take some investment on your part. Don't just sit here and listen to this shit. Think about what I just said and change some of these things within your life. Or you could be like some of the older individuals in the environment who have really destroyed choice in general. So now they want to destroy choice for other people within the environment. They want to socialize things that they're not even trying. You got to understand that this stuff is on you. And it's not entertaining to try things that is going to give you a detriment in society. Don't be afraid to be the only one. Most places I went, I was the only one when I was there, if not the youngest person when I was there. But I didn't let that worry me that I was the only person there because that was based on choice too. You have to understand that there's two types of rejection. There's a woman's rejection towards a man, and then there's a man's rejection toward a woman. Which one you think is more powerful? A man's refusal is way more powerful than a woman's refusal. The moment you have the power to insource, outsource, or commodify pleasure that is seen as power within the environment, you remove the power from it in the environment. This is why people don't want you destroying things that they actually went after in society as they verify masculinity piece. Because if you turned around and just commodified the things that they work so hard for, their whole life is meaningless. Which has nothing to do with you, by the way, because I'm an attainment guy. I'm not a chase guy. I apply the course, I go straight to the source, and I'm out of there. But there are things that are happening within this environment that don't need to be. And it's easy for you to be weaponized against other men within the environment. That's also a choice. If you don't get anything else, you have to learn the history of the place where you're at. If you don't know the history of how these things came to be, and I'm not talking about in an academic format to where you just keep representing the history over and over again without pointing out the problems within the environment. That's what most of these other people do. That's what most of these PhDs do. They come around here, they talk about they care about black people, then all of a sudden they're gaslighting around the L Gibbets or BWs without even talking about their own power. What's going on, King Gig? Thanks for the 99 super chat. But this stuff is vitally important. How long do you want to be at work before you figure this stuff out? It's too easy. What's going on, Sister George? All right, man. For people in the chat, man, we don't time people out here and we don't hide anybody. Because I just want to make sure that that's clear. The people who are blocked, they don't deserve to be here. But we got to be able to move this conversation forward because I just don't want to be the only one here. Me being the only one here does nothing for me. Teams win. This is why you have to develop systems that work. That's what culture is about. A system that works. That's what culture is. A system that works. There's a lot of productive people was in this chat here. A lot of them. A lot of people doing great things out there. But hey, if the society and the culture wasn't along for the ride when you was getting that stuff, then they're not going to engage in it once you're done. That's fairness. That's how that works. I'm telling you, you're going to have to treat them like they are a separate group of people. You have to ally with them and coalition with them when it makes sense, and just focus on your own power when it doesn't make sense. This is why this stuff is vitally important for you to get. Other nationalities and cultures are socialized into this at a very young age. They understand the outcomes and the output at a very young age. Social acceptance of actual success is socialized at a very young age. It isn't something that happens, and once it does happen, it is to be quelled and destroyed immediately by the people in the environment who never practice that. That's the way it's normally practiced within this culture. This is why this stuff is vitally important. It's the private practice that's going to determine where you be at. And the reason why people go to high school for verification of who they were that they're not right now is because in high school, nothing was at risk. You didn't even have to produce. This is why they want to go back to women's opinion of them at the height of their power. At the height of their power was at the height of when they didn't have to produce. The only thing they had to do was show up. And that's why life ain't high school. Because normally all those people who were super popular in high school, that stuff doesn't carry over to the real world. That stuff didn't carry over to the real world. Just go to your 20-year reunion, or your 5-year reunion, or your 10-year reunion, or your 15-year reunion. I caught you to go to that. I didn't go to my 5, 10, or 15, but I did go to the 20, and I'm definitely going to the 25 this year. At some point, you have to work towards your own power. And most of working towards your own power is based on being disciplined, not being frivolous. Men was not raised to be frivolous within the environment. That ain't how that stuff works. Even the street guy didn't have to produce in high school. He didn't. But see, they don't want you to know what power actually is. Because once you understand what power is, then you could take yourself off the table to be used and abused in a very specific way. Once you start making your name a little longer with these disciplines and all the kind of stuff, they really can't tell you anything. Nobody had to produce in high school. All people had to do was show up. But this is what's important about this conversation that people don't get. You have to learn the laws and the rules and how this stuff interact with each other, so that way you're not trying to co-opt the system that you have no power over. You can't Captain Caveman your way through a system that isn't working for other men, especially the ones who are older and not telling you about it. It's wrong complex design. But this is where we are, man. And we have to talk about why we had those outcomes that is celebrated during Black History Month. Why we had better outcomes when we was under a, a heavy level of force. Because back in the days when we was under a heavy level of force, people had to be a hell of a lot more disciplined in what they did within the environment. Of course, all the nonsense was still there, but at least they kept the family together. At least the boys were raised to be somewhat productive, and the women were raised the way they were raised. But you have to recognize after a certain level, and once people quote unquote got their freedom, then you're going to see what people actually wanted to really do outside the structure. And you see what the results are. This is why you have dude after dude, because see, you didn't see the game dudes in the chat today when Zero was talking on Bernard Riley's stream. You didn't see those dudes. You didn't see them up there when I had my interview up there on the stream. How much progress can be made when we can have a conversation from beginning to end without the saboteurs showing up to the conversation to destroy the conversation so that way they can keep themselves relevant within the environment? A lot of progress can be made. A lot of progress can be made. But see, a lot of people don't want progress to be made because they don't want it to look like they haven't made as much progress as they should. And that's why they want these repeat circumstances happen over and over. This is why these people should stand trial for the failures of the environment. They should. You should be able to explain what exactly are you doing here. What's going on, Art? This is why these things are important. All this stuff is it's a process wrapped up in discipline. That's all it is. It shouldn't matter what the women are doing within the environment. That has nothing to do with your personal outcomes. Has nothing to do with what the LGBT community is doing within the environment. Has nothing to do with your personal outcomes. An abortion rate has nothing to do with what your personal outcome is. Worried about what black women are doing politically has nothing to do with your individual outcomes. The system is not going to be perfect before you get involved in it. The people who are getting the most out of the system because they're participating in it. It takes a level and a degree of participation to turn this stuff around. We don't need street scholars. Those dudes are obsolete. We don't need street guys. Those dudes are obsolete. We don't need unfeminine women complaining about where's their high value man at 30 some years old. That has nothing to do with the progression of black men or other men in general in the environment. It has nothing to do with that. If you got time to be worried about people who are ahead of you without trying to learn from those people who are ahead of you, what are we doing here? Yeah, you hold them accountable by locking them out. That's how you hold them accountable. Lockout. That's how you do it. You change the locks on the doors. Just like Zero said today, waiting on all these women allies to get these women in line and straight. That's crazy. It's never going to happen. Why? Women ain't going to take away power from other women within the environment, but men will do it to other men in a heartbeat. Women maintain environments. Even if it's a bad environment, that's what they maintain. They maintain the structure that was built before them. And expecting women to share their power with men is insane. It doesn't work. It's never worked.
It's never gonna happen either.
Nah, it isn't. So all these people, oh, we need to bring them back to negotiate trade. These people are traitors. They don't really care about the things in the environment and the actual solutions. They're not solution focused and they're not solution oriented. Because these things are not hard. Stay your ass off of this shit for a while. And the people who are actually trying to bring you back to the negotiating table, like that's what the game dudes are. They are level one bring dudes back to the negotiating table with magical ass thinking. What's going on, Zero?
What's up? What's up, MOT? What's up, Black Curls?
Sub-Zero.
No, I was shit. I wanted to come up when you first put the link out, but I ended up getting on a call. One of the fucking IT director called.
Yeah, that's what happens, man. All the time. Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely right. But I do want to address, and I do want to stress the fact that I was not attacking SKC or any of the dudes that I mentioned. I bring this stuff up because like behavior is important. Like that. And if you never address it, you never really see what the behavior is. So I'm not shitting on these people like the like for instance the perfect life dudes. I call them that because it's just funny, like it's just some funny shit to say. But if you look at the behavior, like you'll see people excuse their behavior. Just like when most people talking about like the game dudes, that's more of an excuse for their behavior. The reason why they do the things that they do, especially when it comes to protecting women, is because they want to excuse their behavior. They need an excuse for their behavior. I mean, and a lot of it is because lack of information. Like y'all really got to understand how the boomers did a number on us. When me and Moti and Fantastic was talking about this shit yesterday, how the boomers basically had two sets of kids. They had us, then they had the millennials, and the millennials are our younger siblings. And the millennial behavior, if you look at their, because you have their history, like we grew up watching them. Like if you're an X or you grew up watching millennials, they're the younger siblings. They literally behave like younger spoiled siblings.
Yep.
And they excuse their behavior based on how they were raised. I mean,
yeah,
literally. So when I was bringing up that stuff about like how people come here, if their situation is good, they still do the same thing as everybody else. They come here and stunt. They come here and point at you and stuff like that. But that's not shitting on them. That's pointing out the behavior, because if you don't see it, you'll think that it's a good idea to, I don't know, behave the same way, and it kind of puts you in a mind state of you fall into a trap because you're trying to emulate something that's not typical of the environment. I'll put it that way. It's not typical. What'd you say?
I said it doesn't have a track record of success either, and they know this.
Right, exactly. Because the environment is the most important thing. It's just like when SKC asked me about culture versus politics. Yeah, culture is more important, but culture is the environment. Your culture is your environment. So if you have a atypical situation within a culture, because the culture is now what it is, if the culture is degenerative, but you kind of made your situation not degenerative, that's not typical because the culture is degenerative. So when other people look at that and you point fingers at them going, ha, and then they try to emulate because, you made them feel some kind of way, and then they fail, but they don't have you're not giving them information. You're just going, ha. You know what I mean? Like you're not telling them how to win. You're just going, ha. Now,
Correct.
And that's what a lot of dudes that come into the space do that actually have good situations. Instead of informing, they just go, ha. And that's why
a bunch of
it's a stunt.
solutionless talk.
Say what?
It's a bunch of solutionless talk.
Well, it's worse than that because you're going. It's like instead of informing a person that, okay, my situation is this way because of the choices I made. Also, I understand that the culture is degenerative. I understand all of this. So you guys have an uphill battle. Here's what I did. I don't expect your results to be the same as me. However, if you make similar choices, you'll have a much better outcome than the shitty choices. That's a better approach than going, ha.
Well, this is essentially what it is that, the Black Brain Trust has been trying to do this whole time. I mean, because we understand that our environment, I don't know if you guys were around in 2020, right? That CVID thing, how it kind of fundamentally changed things. See, sometimes it's environment that then forces change on culture. Okay? And what we've been postulating and modeling this whole fucking time was that, hey, well, once we get into full swing with this fourth industrial revolution here, Black culture's got some fucking decisions to make.
Can I be okay? Also, me personally, shit, I'm all in favor of CVID. I've been very happy since CVID. Like I'm dead ass serious. When you can double up for like people that are in IT, like you were talking about the fourth industrial revolution. Thing is, all right. Knowledge work is going to be the future.
There you go.
I mean, aside from MOT's line of work, which is always going to be in demand because you need people to move.
Yep,
shit.
the movement,
like
supply chain.
Yeah, exactly. It's a supply chain. Outside of like MOT's profession, you're going to be in a situation where if you're in a knowledge work profession and you're in a situation where CVID hit, that's one of those lucky as hell. Like I do not discount luck and ever. So understanding that luck is the major factor for my situation, but you do have to understand that the opportunity came regardless of how lucky it was, and then I took advantage of it.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy.
Yeah, well, let's define luck. For me, luck equals skills plus preparation meets opportunity. That's what luck is.
Yeah.
Like
the
other type of luck,
it's
like magical thinking without skills, and you're going to be compensated without skills. That's what luck is to people who don't have
a lot of people
a skill set. Yes, and they're just waiting around, waiting to get quote unquote lottery lucky, versus putting the time in to be actually lucky.
Right, where it's a right place, right time, right opportunity. Right. Correct. Because everything was kind of set in motion with what it is, you put yourself in the right environment, opportunity.
Yeah. Carl, you got anything?
It was mostly about your earlier points about the game niggas and all their bullshit and how much they don't actually care. Because I remember when I was on Wacky's stream yesterday about the education of black boys because they don't focus on preparing the boys and everything in the culture, and then they elevate the girls and all of that, and it's all female centered in Black American culture because they talk about all these problems, but they never provide solutions for it.
Yeah, so you have to realize, like most people in education are preparing you to be pissed off at the women, but don't give you the tools to make it past the women as an actual choice in the environment. They want you to be pissed off at them, and they want you to engage with them. They've never given you a solution on how to get past them overall. Thanks for the 20, what is it, pounds maybe? Doc, oh, $20 super chat, Doc Phoenix. If you can stay ready, you don't have to get ready. No luck, just planning and execution. Yes, that's all luck is. Because the opportunities are going to present itself, just so long as you're in the actual marketplace for that type of stuff. But when you're around magical thinking people and you're saturated around magical thinking people, because you have to understand, success and participating in the actual society is very rare among this subset of culture. You won't even know that your ass is behind until you get your ass out of high school and try to figure out that you need some skills to go to a job, and you recognize that all the jobs are gone because they have a better social actual system than you do. Well, their social system was on building power. Most people's social system is on building respect that don't lead anywhere. Like
Cultural values.
Yeah, and it's like the most minimum man can be productive within the environment. I'm not even worried about what the counterpart's doing because they're going to be working toward maintaining the power that's already there for them. But see, as long as you're not giving over yourself away for frivolous ass reasons and trying to load yourself up with cultural guilt and then go Captain Caveman and off into a direction trying to fix shit. Yeah, man, that's what it is. I looked it up today, man. Every time I hear game niggas, Captain Caveman.
Oh, shit.
That's all you see, man. Like everybody's trying to project masculinity. That became masculinity. Projecting masculinity and projecting the simple fact that you were able to get over on people within the environment without a legitimate ass job. That's what it became.
Yeah. And the worst part is when it becomes all you have, and then it starts to get sad when it becomes all you have. Because then, man,
They ain't got shit.
Yeah, and it's like it's crazy, dude. When you feel like this is all I have left. If I don't keep projecting this shit, I lose everything. Like
you ain't got shit else.
Yeah, and so on the one hand, you can see why people do this shit because I grew up with these motherfuckers, man. I mean, and most people in this fucking space grew up in the hood, so you already see this shit. But when you get to the degree in your life where this is all you got, especially when, let's just say you get older and then you figure shit out after you grow up, like it's too late to do anything about getting somewhere. You figure this shit out after.
Yeah.
Do you know how fucking, man, that shit gotta like punch a hole in your fucking chest?
Oof. Yeah.
Is it ever too late?
No, I mean it's not too late to get your shit together, but it's too late to basically, let's just say you realize that you could have done something way earlier by going a different way.
Oh,
hindsight,
right?
The hindsight shit, and then you just go, and then once you realize, you go, fuck, all this time I spent on this bullshit.
But wait a minute, man. Doesn't that go for everybody? I mean, I can even say, man, like hindsight is 20/20 for a whole bunch of shit, even for me, right?
Yeah, we can.
It's like what do you? That's the thing, though. It's like, what do you do about it, though?
No, it's a little bit different when your goals are.
Oh, when you really
are small.
Yeah.
Your goals are small because you want something simple or specific, but then you realize after you grow up that you could have done that in a much smarter way. but you're doing it the hard way. You playing the game on fucking nightmare mode, and you're doing it out of this whole aggrandizement of masculinity shit. Like I'm a fucking man. Like,
man.
Yeah, man. And then you grow up and you go, damn, I could have did that way easier. But you didn't waste your whole fucking life on the man. So now you pissed off. It's all spite after that. You're like, nigga, if you don't do it the way I did it, you ain't doing it right. But it's like, bro, you failed. But still,
nigga, how you think I know what I know?
Exactly.
But it also requires that no progression in the environment is for anyone else either. Otherwise, they see your actual faults and the things that you actually have done within the environment, and then it becomes a pretty stressful game of, say, man, like when the two Bobs are sitting down, and they're like, "What do you say you do here?"
Yeah. Bob and Bob.
Well, what do you mean? I'm a people person. I work with people.
I work with people.
Like, how come they just can't take the game over there and just drop it in the trash, huh? because I got to get the game, and I have to get the game to them, and then, like, so, you know how they was looking at him after he was, like, screaming and all that shit? Like, what the fuck? Like, of course you're not going to fucking make it.
What motherfucker hit a lick, though, man. He came up with the goddamn jump to conclusions, Matt.
Oh, man. Where we at, man?
But yeah, exactly, because it's more of a I've spent my life doing this thing. If you don't do it the way I did it, there's something wrong with you, because this is all I know. And then they got to justify it and make it seem like it worked for them, even though it doesn't.
Yeah, all right. So this is what I explained to my nephew. I'm like, look, all right, you can't respect or re-roll the character after some point. So you got to make sure you're putting the points in the shit that you need to be putting the points in, right? So I'm like, look, your life has to be the sum total of, hold on a second, somebody's trying to join? Black Curl, probably. Okay. Yeah, so I'm like, look, you're supposed to have, your dad was supposed to beat the game on normal and then give the tools to you for you to beat it on hard mode. Right? But these dudes want to come in on hard mode playing Dark Souls and shit. And it's like, ooh, not sure that's the way you want to do it. But they're expected to finish the game before they can know that that was the worst way to do it. The absolute worst way to do it. It's kind of like when people are like, oh, what team, man? I'm like, dude, listen, all the shit I did in transportation could be done within 2 and 3 years. Yeah, man, but I want your path. Like, yeah, my path took 7 years. You want a 7-year path with some shit you can do right now, or you can just follow simple directions? Man, I don't know, dude. Man. Following simple directions, man. I don't know, man. Right. I can't trust some simple ass directions. Like, all right,
I spent 3.5 years working for micro transport startups. Now I can offer you the business turnkey. I did the dirty work. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's how this goes. It's like, dude, there's a simpler way of doing shit. It's just going to take a lot of discipline to get this shit done. But there's a lot of stuff here that you're going to have to dodge. There's a lot of this shit you're going to have to not get into your system. I mean, because, you know, it could be like, you know, like some of those people had them drugs for the first time and their heart explodes. Like, this is what this stuff is. You shouldn't want to know what that stuff feels like or even looks like. You just got to leave it alone, man.
And even with leaving it alone, these dudes act like they don't have the choice to leave it alone.
Yeah. Yep. That right there.
Well, Zero, he basically hit it though. There's that whole drive and desire for the in-house P.
Yeah, you know, it's fucked up when something is really simple to understand, and then it makes it seem like the pursuit of it is trivial. It's just like when I talk about how people can actually win by letting women get what they want, especially with the whole legalized prostitution angle, it seems trivial because when people think about it, they reflexively think about a pussy palooza.
Right.
They don't think about it in terms of power. They don't think about it in terms of other countries in the industrialized world, pretty much the entire world having it as a default. They don't think about the fact that by default in any patriarchal society in history, it's always been that way. And they also don't think about the fact that women choose that.
That doesn't mean they facilitate the shit, man.
Yeah, it's not an imposition by men in a patriarchal society. In fact, men are like, sure, go ahead, because all you're doing is making yourself less valuable.
That's what I mean. They're facilitating it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're doing the work of you're doing the work for us as far as like trying to find out who is suitable to mate with.
Or in another way to put it, it's allowing for market correction.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
There you go.
Checks hypergamy, and then also you give women the right to shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, I mean, like, they don't understand that legalizing prostitution destroys hypergamy. The way they're using it.
Right. So, like, the people miss the whole power of it, and they focus on the other shit, especially daughter niggas. Like that. Oh. I cannot tell like it's frustrating because I got daughters.
I do too. I have one. Yeah.
It's like, but it's like I'm not compromised to the degree where I would watch society fall down versus put it in a situation where everybody wins. But these are the niggas who are useful idiots that are basically on the, like, they don't all they can think about is themselves in a situation where you do realize if you lose your society, all of that shit that you're thinking about that matters to you doesn't matter to you anymore. I don't think people understand what the thing is. Niggas don't travel. We established that earlier, but if anybody's been to countries where if you're not just there on vacation sipping Mai Tais in their fucking tourist area, and you saw how people actually live, like people go to Dominican for vacation and enjoy the hotel and the fucking timeshares and shit. They don't see how them niggas live in the hood where they dragging electrical wires from the pole to their damn houses.
For our tourism industry, we don't need you seeing that now.
But you do have the freedom to walk around and go to the hood.
Yes, you do. Yep.
But the thing is, people don't see that, and then when they even research where they go, they don't see what's actually going on in the country. This is what I'm saying. When people travel, they don't travel to get any culture. They travel.
They go to the touristy spot.
People travel for leisure. But the thing is, without understanding how other societies and cultures are, you don't really get a good idea of how the world actually works. So when people go travel, they'll be like, well, I've been here. And no, nigga, you went over there, but you don't know shit. You just went over there. Don't tell me you went to Africa and now you're the fucking expert authority on Africa, nigga. You just went over there.
It's like motherfuckers who say, like, I've been to Mexico, but they went to TJ, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Or they went to Puerto Vallarta or Cancun or some shit.
Oh, Cozumel.
You know, you know what I mean?
Party areas, and they don't know how the country works. And it's like you got to understand when societies are run, like the society has to work in order for people to fucking live there. And the whole thing is, people don't want this society to work. I think people think that it's more that it's gonna be here no matter what shit, or it's, well, just let me die in peace and y'all take care of it after I'm gone.
Yeah.
Y'all handle that. Y'all handle that.
That's what it is, man. And you know what? Die in peace. Dip. They just want to dip. Die in peace. Need this shit up to y'all.
Dip.
Shit. Yeah. They be like, nah, man. These problems are always here.
Dip.
Yep.
He said, no, man. These problems are always here.
Oh shit. I'm out, though. Y'all young niggas fix this shit. It's always been this way since the 1700s. Hey, wait a minute. Like, fuck, the nigga's dead. Fuck.
This nigga done dip.
Man, that nigga lied. It's too late.
This nigga done dip.
Like,
6 feet under. Yeah, and like a lot of people don't understand that if a lot of these parents are raising like domesticated kids, just so that way they can dip and leave this shit on the fucking kid, so that way the kid can be like, wait a minute, was mom and dad full of shit the entire time? By that time, they're already in the ground, right? They just expect dead, right? Yeah.
They done dipped.
Yeah. Oh, out of here. Gone. They're like, wait a minute. If mom never married dad, and they were never married, and if I left these hoes alone and I'm having a good result, why did dad leave these hoes alone? What the
fuck? I mean, I don't think people really understand, like, when, you know, because I mean, like, even me, dude, I'm a typical fucking, you know, second Gen X, because there's 2 stages of Gen X. We're all part of that second group of Gen X, right? Latchkey kids, you know, we were the ones who really did go through the first round of like the whole sort of breakup of the nuclear family and all that shit. And then we did the remarriage, and either, you know, we were also the first to experience either having half siblings or, you know, as sort of like a cultural mainstay, and or blended families. Right. And then we also went through maybe even the divorce of those unions too. My mom got married 3 times, divorced 3 times. Right. I had a front row seat, bro. This is what motherfuckers don't understand about me. I've had a front row seat to a whole lot of shit in my life, which basically necessitated the type of decisions I would ultimately make when I became an adult.
Trust me, man. I wanted to learn from my brothers who was fucking being on child support, working all these extra jobs and shit.
Me,
just to be a normal ass nigga, man. Fuck that.
God damn, I wasn't trying to do it. I'm watching like the homies go through some shit. You know what I mean? Niggas was like 18, 19. We just got out of high school, man. They already knocking bitches up. I'm like, oh, your life's over.
I think the biggest thing I have trouble coming to terms with, even though all of the social economics point towards it, is that we're in like perpetual bitch competition. Like even the older generation, like them niggas is so hell bent on, you know how like you if you're a father and you have a son, you want your son to be better than you.
Yep.
Unless
you're a black.
Oh,
right.
Fuck.
Then your son,
okay, I'll say
then your son is competition for the younger bitches.
Okay, I'll say if you're a normal father.
Wow.
If you're a normal father, you want your son to be better than you. But the problem is you have these dudes that are older, and because it's just like when the people who want to travel and find better mates that are more culturally they have better cultural upbringings. Let's just say it the way it is. They have better cultural upbringings. Whether that's outside the race in America or outside the race outside the country, in the same race outside the whatever, right? Because there's black women all over the fucking world that are more culturally raised. The thing is, them niggas, it's almost like, and it's funny because when you look at the social economics of it, it's like the older motherfuckers are like, I never got to travel. These niggas getting better pussy than me. Like it comes down to. It's almost like it's coming down to these niggas are getting better pussy than me and they cheating because I had to talk to a bitch for 17 days to fuck. You know what I'm saying? Or
y'all niggas got the cheat code, man. You got these dating apps and shit.
Yeah, and it's like you niggas is getting better pussy than me. Not only that, you're cheating. You're cheating at it.
Yeah, it's
which
like
is weird.
Like, you know,
which is weird.
Yeah, it's like, look, hey man, I know this new game came out, but hey man, you gotta respect the game by paying Pong, nigga. Start off with Pong, and then 17 years later, you can play God.
Nigga, you gotta work your way up to Tinder, nigga.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's like that generation is that way. It's like, because remember back in the day, I'm dating myself, but back in the day, the video games like Atari 2600, they had games that never ended. The levels just kept going.
They just kept going.
Going. So these
Spy
niggas
Hunter.
is playing
Spy Hunter.
Yeah. So these niggas is playing Asteroids. Yeah, they playing asteroids or fucking tank.
Section Z.
Fucking Frogger.
Yeah, these niggas that made it to level 100, they waiting on a story to conclude and be like, okay, I made it.
Big Doug. Yeah,
Whew,
all
finally.
types of shit that never ended.
Yeah, and even when the nigga get the high score and go, oh, I got the high score. Okay, this got to come to an end soon. Nope. So what do the high score mean? You just get more points. But what's my reward? Getting more points.
Get more points.
Yeah, okay, but what's the conclusion? More points.
Yeah,
Zero,
you get to claim that you got the most points. Great.
And here's another thing: you can't save your progress, and you have to start all the way the fuck over.
Right.
Yeah, as soon as you turn it off, dude.
Hey, nigga, don't make a mistake. You got to start this shit all the way over again. What? So I don't get a conclusion? No. You got to keep playing.
Yeah.
Okay, but what about the story? What story, nigga? The story is the asteroids is falling. Shoot them.
Yeah.
Is there
don't get
more
hit
to it? No, nigga. Yeah, dodge.
Yeah, don't
Dodge,
get hit. That's the other part.
Keep shooting and dodge, nigga.
Bob and weave, nigga. Bob and weave.
Yeah.
Bob and weave, nigga.
Yeah, and that's the niggas
funny.
working on that old ass operating system.
Yeah.
Or
How dare
You weren't the only one who dated yourself there, bro.
Nah, man. Yeah, man, but they don't understand that we're gonna find a place for these niggas like the motherfucking ET video game cartridges, man. And we're just gonna have to dig a hole in the earth like the Grand Canyon and get all these niggas up out of here.
Good luck.
Yeah, man, but that's where we are, and people don't understand that the actual act on not taking advantage of these solutions. It's some shit that's just pretty much on the person. There shouldn't be new child support niggas. There shouldn't be new game motherfuckers. Like, dude, the game dudes are up there. All we did was just push the ladder out. So now the only way off of that mountain is street pizza.
God damn. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but just leave them up there. Yeah. And it's like we're burning the candle at both ends. And that's the problem. Is that nobody wants to look at the overall system and just say, hey man, we gotta do different shit.
It won't work.
Yeah. Because they hell bent on lost children and dip niggas. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
That shit fucked up, man. Because like we got a whole generation of niggas. Like, for instance, Gen X is not spoiled. That's our biggest problem is that we were forced. We were forced to see shit the way it was. Like we
had jobs as teenagers, dog.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Oh yeah.
And I'm not aggrandizing Gen X at all. It's just that
I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
Like we had to fucking go get a job at 15, 16 years old.
Exactly. Our generation was forced to deal with real life. The problem with our generation is we had all that fucking boomer influence, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Like that fucking boomer influence is powerful as a motherfucker.
Well, wait a minute, but
parents.
But Zero, you know, we were the ones who went counterculture with it.
Yeah, but we took the boomer influence with us even into the counterculture. And we took the worst.
You know, that's interesting you say that. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, we took the worst parts of boomer influence into the counterculture. Now of course, we were more independent and more savvy about how to go about things, and we were more realistically rooted in how the world works. However, we still brought along that fucking that boomer mentality of magic.
Yeah.
Of hoping
not
your way
competing.
through shit. Yeah.
Not competing. And not maximizing skills within the environment. Not actually moving to environments that actually fucking work, and magical thinking.
Yeah, we brought all the worst parts of boomer shit with us, and then when our siblings was getting raised, we trying to tell them niggas, yo, let's work together so we can, make shit better. And our younger siblings, the fucking millennials, was like, nah, because my parents got it. Because while they were being raised, they were being spoiled, so they didn't give a fuck about what the extras had to say.
Dude,
because again, as they were growing up, they were too busy going into their older siblings' room, which is the extras, and stealing all of our
Pulling
shit.
all the cool shit.
Yeah, taking all our cool shit. Meanwhile, denying that we ever did it, and saying we don't know what we talk about and we not cool. Then when them niggas grew up and got that fucking shock because the parents, the boomers, was like, "All right, I successfully.
I'm all retired now."
Yeah, I mean they raised 2 generations of kids, and once the
they empty nesters.
Yeah, when they empty nested, they was like, "All right, y'all gotta get the fuck out. I'm ready to enjoy my vacation and fuck these hoes. I'm still young enough to do it, and I got a whole bunch of money. Wait. Aren't you gonna leave some of that to us? Nah, nigga, I'm too busy kicking. They ain't gonna leave you shit. Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I paid for every goddamn thing. You got it.
Yeah, then the millennials grew up. They was like, nigga, you better do like your motherfucking older brother and get out there and get it.
Exactly.
And then the millennials like, but you never taught me how to do that. I ain't teach them niggas either. So
exactly.
But this
my job is to tell you, tough love, youngster.
Right. It's like, but then they're like, but dad, it's even worse than not. It's worse. You spoiled us. They're like, at least you didn't pay attention to them niggas and they had to figure it out. It's worse than that. You wouldn't even let us figure it out. You were spoiling us the whole time. And
nigga, they did, but that was the double-edged sword though. They didn't want to figure the shit out. I got 2 millennial siblings, bro. Trust me, nigga. We had completely different. Nigga, we got completely different upbringings, bro. Yeah. Completely different upbringings.
Yeah,
same fucking parents.
And when them niggas grew up, the boomers was like, look, man, I'm finna collect my retirement and go on a beach somewhere with this bitch. You handle your business. Look, the game is forever. And remember that that's all you need. That's all you need. I'm doing it right now. I'm living proof. I'm finna go. And then the fucking millennials gotta just deal with what they deal with.
Right. Nigga, then they turn around. Nigga, then they turn around and want to talk to us. I'm like, nigga, you got it. You know how much shit.
They don't even ask for advice.
Well, it's like
they give us advice.
The extras like, let's work together, and them niggas is like, no.
What's going on, y'all? Yeah, what's going on, y'all? Man, I had to come in here, man. I'm over here trying to do some work, but you know, when this conversation like get interesting, I'm like, man, let me get up in here. But
I'm at work too.
You know what I'm saying? I prepared for class tonight, but man, you know, I guess I'm the oldest boomer up here. I mean, not boomer, but Xer. But I'm the mid Xer. I'm not even in the, you know, because I think this starts in the 60s, right? The Xers.
Yeah. Like, what was the zero? I think it was 65.
Yeah, it was like 65. I think it's later than that because it gotta be. It's like a 20-year span for generations.
Yeah, because I came in like early 70s, so I'm right in the middle. So, you know, if you think about how the boomers were, if you think about it, they came in shifts.
Yep.
You know, you had the ones that upheld tradition, and you had the other ones that tried to challenge it. And then because the tradition that the boomers were taught was how, you know, to get along and all that kind of stuff. Whereas the younger ones were like, man, I don't have to look, you know, I don't have to put my head down when Whitey walked by and blah, blah, blah. And then the thing was, you know, according to, you know, like a lot of, I don't know what time when your parents got out of high school or graduated, but my mom graduated, my mom and dad graduated in the 60s from high school. And most of their classmates died in Vietnam.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So we had the ones that were supposed to be like taking us to the promised land. They were dead. They were killed, or they were strung out, you know, from all the other effects of Vietnam. You know, so we were left with I guess the boomers that some of you guys are complaining about. You know, matter of fact, you know, let me throw one word out there: crack.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a boomer thing. That wasn't an ex. I mean, we were like that was inheritance for us. But
no, we were the front row seats. We had front row seats to that shit.
Yeah,
you already know we was in LA when the shit popped off, bro.
Right, exactly. So I looked at all of it because I can't do the broad stroking, and I'm definitely not speaking in absolutes. But there's always some dynamics on why it happened, and the key thing is that if you don't recognize it, that shit's gonna keep happening. You know, that's why I'm like, man, just try to take some things out of the playbook that worked. You know, try to remix it or whatever you have to do, and just make sure what did George Bush say, or what's his name, George Bush Jr. He said, "Fool me once, shame on me, but don't be trying to fool me again."
Oh
Oh
yeah,
man.
yeah. He
Yeah,
said the quote.
yeah.
He said the quote all wrong. He was like,
Yeah,
"Fool
yeah.
me once."
Yeah,
He
Yeah.
said,
And it's
no,
true. It's
he was
worse than
like
the
he
quote,
said
he
man.
said, "Fool me twice."
he was like
Hey, fool me again.
he said fool me once. He goes fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on what you can't fool me again.
Yeah.
Someone can't get food again. I'm like, why did he say that all first? Like, what the fuck? It makes it even worse.
But you know what's funny? You talk about front row seat. I had to teach like 3 generations, man. 3 generations. So I'm like, you talk about front row seat, bruh. That was an amazing experience. That's why I'm trying to be an administrator because I'm tired of this. Because it's kind of hard with this Gen Z. I mean, even though I think they have promise, you still got to put in that work to get them the message, man. You got to
Oh
They
yeah.
really
they
put in
don't,
that
Art.
work.
They don't. They don't.
No,
They're spoiled too.
The
Art.
Z's
They're
are
That's the
worse than
reason
us.
struggling.
why.
The
Art is the
Z's are
reason why.
struggling from oversaturation of our culture. I mean, they are suffering from like the literal oversaturation of the commodity of our culture. Like for instance, when
Absolutely.
that chick came in there talking about how they have access to like porn since they were kids, that doesn't
Hmm.
change. That doesn't change the fact that just because they have access to it and are exposed to it earlier and are desensitized to a lot of the more graphic nature of sex and sexuality, it doesn't mean that they're not on the same shit that everybody else on. In fact, it makes it
Right.
worse because now they see that, they're like, well, why can't I have what I want? Like, because everything for them is a commodity at this point. And when something becomes a
Exactly.
Well, everything.
commodity, it's a
Yes.
fucking it's easy. So if it's
Hmm.
easy, they're
Well,
like, why the fuck can I have this shit that's supposed to be so easy?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's probably
You're
well,
right.
it's
zero
probably an
because
oversaturation of movies. Go ahead.
well,
I'm sorry.
it's consistently sold to them. It's consistently sold to them via social media, vis-a-vis influencers, right? See,
Hmm.
so when they
Hmm.
go onto their
Hmm.
little Instagram shit, all they keep getting are these pictures and these posts of picture perfect scenarios. Okay,
Snapchats,
even the
all that.
even all of it, even the YouTubers, even okay, throw
Hmm.
them in there too.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of like the automotive fab channels and shit like that I follow and all that,
Hmm.
dude.
Hmm.
COVID exposed their business models last year. A
Exactly.
lot of them,
Oh yeah.
a lot of them really got exposed. Their business models got exposed on what they were really doing, and all this shit was like, oh,
Hmm.
I just bought this, I just bought this, I just bought this, I just
Hmm.
bought this, I just bought this,
Exactly.
and you're like, where the fuck are you getting all this money from, right? But it got exposed, okay? And it's the same thing with these young kids who have literally grown up in the social media culture. Okay, Gen Xers. I remember a time. Well, I started using the internet in 1988. Okay, so I started using the shit early, but I still remember prior to that when everything was a fucking phone.
Hmm.
Okay, no cell phones, just a regular ass phone in your house, and you had to memorize phone numbers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Blackboard.
it was a whole different way the brain was being utilized.
You
Yeah.
have to wait till you get home to make
I,
a phone
I I didn't
call.
I didn't have a cell phone in the late somewhere around the late 2000s. Even though I'm a millennial myself, an older one, and we grew up with pay phones and stuff where I'm from in Tennessee originally.
Oh
And
yeah.
I remember those days. It was old, and you can't go back because since the internet got so big, and saturated like Zero and Complex saying, yeah, it messed a tire
Well,
generation up, and that's why
the,
you
the
got
reason the thing,
stagnant people.
yeah, the reason why I wanted to illustrate that is because if you
Hmm.
want to understand why it is that, like, especially like late Gen Xers, guys like Zero, MOT, myself, Mike V, a few others, Art,
Hmm.
Yeah.
the reason why we think the way we think is you got to understand, man, like our brain development happened during times when all of this new technology didn't exist. So
Exactly.
we were cultured differently, right? And
Yeah. Well,
because
I
of
said.
our experiences, and oh, go ahead, Art, go ahead, you got it, go ahead.
I just gonna add on. You
Yeah, yeah,
know.
go ahead.
I was
Well, hold
gonna
on a second.
just
Let me
add
shout out
on.
send out a super chat by Jug. Thanks for the super chat. Well, go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'm just gonna add on, man. Is that um, because I heard someone talk about the breakdown of the different. Because I think it's in third. Some people say it's two parts. Some people say it's three. But for the most part, we were kind of known for the people that tried the tradition and just gave up.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's what
I remember
that's what I
stories about
forgot who
that.
said
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I have cousins that's Gen Xers myself, and they tell me the same thing. And they were innovators at the time, but you had some of them just didn't give a fuck. They said fuck it, you know, and they
And
was on
it came
drugs
out
and
in the
crack.
music.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
came out
And
in the music.
my
The way we
father's
were
a
called.
boomer. My
Go ahead.
father was an older boomer, and he always explained all the time, crack damn near killed everybody, you know, and lost half a generation. Even some millennials that died through it, you know, when they got older in the 90s and the 2000s doing that stuff too. You know, that just shows you black people has been stagnated for years, and it was done by design to pick who was the better generation of two. It's like a sport, you know, they like to race to a competition who's better. Look at LeBron James, like probably the oldest millennial with, you know, the most money that people idolize. And it's a shame that there was more to him how he got that money and how he got those success. But you know, but they never give certain Gen X superstars any credit because they were innovators as well. You know, because I just show you, it's just competitive with us. You know, like X and Y, and then there's Z, and Z just got stuff handed to them. You know, like the internet and all the stuff that we're dealing with. The technology just got big and huge, and they
Let me ask
making,
you
you
guys
know,
this.
money.
Let me
Yeah, go
ask
Just
you
ahead.
guys this
understand that the
real quick.
boomers were also responsible for the crack generations, also.
Yes,
Let
they
me
are.
ask you
They are.
guys this because we got some great minds on this panel here. We got and we're multi generational. I think. Let me ask you: is there one solution for these issues that we're talking about?
Yes.
Yes.
What would be the one?
Um,
Wait,
deliberate
wait, wait.
choice.
Art, repeat that question.
Yeah.
Is there
Go ahead, Art.
one? Is there one solution for the issues that we're talking about?
I'll go after MOT.
Yeah. For me personally, it was deliberate choice versus passive responsibility. You have to
So
make a
that
deliberate choice to leave all this shit alone. And for me, I knew I had to raise to the top of this shit and distribute the information from the top down. It's my turn to lead. So, I have to distribute the information from the top down. But you got the older generation who's coming behind me and destroying the information before it reaches the younger generation. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
Oh shit!
they wiping your
Shit.
track, your foot,
Got
they
him.
wiping your footprints off,
Yeah, yeah,
so you can't follow your footprints. They're
yeah.
wiping
Like,
them.
what does that nigga know? Success, fucking outcomes and shit. Man, what about this pussy though? Like, all right, man.
It won't work. Oh,
Darn it.
damn it!
Sorry.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious, man. I want to
No,
find
I'm
out
gonna
because
follow up. I'm gonna follow up. I'm sorry, guys. Go ahead.
no, I just said
I
I'm
got some
curious.
background
Anybody
noise.
else? I just said I'm curious on if what you guys think if it's one solution or is there a step process?
No,
Okay.
wait. So let me rephrase it.
Yeah, go ahead, MOT. You got it.
Everything
Go
is
ahead.
based on deliberate choice for a specific outcome.
Okay.
Deliberate choice for a specific outcome. Go ahead, complex.
Okay. All right. So I just want to get better context on the solution. When you say solution, what do you mean by that?
Like some people say, like for example, when you hear brothers talking to space about finding a mate, I'm just giving an example. Some people say either you're gonna
Right.
have to dish it out with the women that's here, or you go and
Hmm.
travel and get somebody overseas, or you step up your game and learn from Canvas Samuels or whoever. There's all these different ones, and then there's an
Okay.
argument about which one is better. My question is, in these things that we're talking about, just in general, is there a one
Yeah.
solution for it, or is there a way to where you can take all these ideals and make them work?
Okay. Okay. You've been to my Sapio live streams, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have.
All right. Right. So, well, all the brothers here, yeah, you guys are all familiar with it. All right. So so here's what we postulate. Um, if we are to project, right, or to imagine, for example, what a technocratic black culture is composed of, what it's comprised of, what it looks like, based on our STEM-based reality that we exist in right now, right? That would mean that the intelligent people are going to go and do what is actually necessary to have future generations to pass technocratic wealth down to, vis-a-vis the businesses, companies that are created, being industrialists, being pioneers in this new age. Okay. I know this is more of a macro perspective, but this is the reason why we include sapiens.
Oh, we lose him.
No, he's mentioned about the sapio sexual concept on the Black Brain Trust. He did a live stream about hysterophilia or something like that, and we discussed the avoid certain, women, and that's certain solutions. And then he mentioned in the Brain Trust, like the whole concept we're pushing, that's the best way to avoid. But but other individuals
Wait.
won't.
Oh, he's
Go
back.
ahead, Complex. Are you back? Oh, we
We
lost
lost
him.
him.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
that's the solution that he was trying to expound on. So, we got him. Go ahead.
Which is
Back
that
with my
culturally,
bad.
culturally we switch to align with basically this new STEM based environment we find ourselves in, right? So you incorporate that into it, and in that way we're productive, and we're also producing children that we can pass this generational wealth onto, right? You got to rethink everything, and what you got to do is look at problems of the past as shit that's on a whiteboard, and you just grab the dry erase and just erase the shit and start over. That's what I'm proposing.
Exactly.
Well,
And I want to expand on what he is saying. Like, that's the whole concept why I'll be on his live streams. Like, that's really the only solution if you're in the tech or remote. That's the only way you're going to move forward at this point to solve certain issues for yourself individually or a group or whatever. But it takes discipline. Me and Wacky talk about it on his live streams a lot too, and it's inherent in this space. They just be stuck on the hamster wheel. It's no point in saving those individuals, but you only have to save yourself at this point. It's only
And
a select few of brothers can get it. Go ahead, Complex.
just one other point to make, okay? And then to speak to what Zero was talking about earlier today on Bernard's with regards to the non-state sanctioned marriage. I think the reason why something like that would be key is because if we are to kind of culturally view ourselves tech oriented or technocratic individuals, then that's probably going to require things like, hey, babe, I got them right here. That's going to require things like, doing things like travel and stuff like that. So what you may or may not want to do is set yourself up in a way where you're tied down, let's just say, by the state, right? You know what I mean? We're looking fundamentally at how we're going to move in the new world, essentially. So it takes a wholesale rethinking of all of this shit.
right.
Right.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
because I've been really, I mean, if you notice, I mean, there's a lot of things that people say that make you go, damn, what's wrong with this Negro? But there's always something else in there that that probably could be conducive to us. It's I think the problem that we have, didn't we talk about cancel culture right in a few live streams before? I'm not
Yeah,
sure
I
if it was
believe
this
that.
one.
I think it was. I don't know if it was on your live stream, and I think a few other brothers have said it. Maybe BGS or whatever. They talk about it in spurts, but
Because
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
yeah, as black men, just because you have maybe some 2 or 3 quirky ideals out of 30, I just can't dismiss you. There's something in it, and then plus we're all still growing. Hell, I'm almost 50 and I'm still growing.
What you
So
also can't do
sometimes,
is dismiss what works, right?
thank you. That's
Mhm.
Especially if there's record of other cultures doing it and being successful wholesale.
Right. I'm looking at the
So-
bigger picture.
Yeah. Sometimes observation of other cultures should be approached from a data acquisition standpoint and not from a let me better understand that culture so I can go and get with their women.
Yeah, because me, like if you notice, I don't like to like for stuff that I really, really disagree with, that conversation is over.
Oh yeah.
Exactly.
I want to go into
Exactly.
something
Exactly.
What's the
else.
point,
Yes.
dude?
Yes,
What the
sir.
fuck is the point at this stage of the
Right.
game? What's the point?
Yeah, I want to go into something that we, not when I mean by disagree, when I mean by agreeing, it's not about I admire it. No, I want to like okay, go on so I can, so we can build.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not just a.
but
Yeah, go ahead.
what, like, what a lot of people want to do is perform CPR on like fucking marinated chicken. Like, different items.
What the hell? God damn.
They're not gonna
And it's
like that
like,
in the clouds.
I'm not sure I understand that, man. What?
and it's
You
like,
gotta make it.
yeah, and it's like, as long as we let people know, like, there is a such thing as a no-win situation.
The
Now,
way to win is
you
not to
have
play.
Well,
correct. And
Correct.
the way to also win is to focus on hyper individualistic outcomes based on your inputs and the current time that you are in with skills and abilities.
yeah.
And most parents can't teach that because they don't want their son or daughter being quote unquote better than them and having a better quote unquote outcome than they do. So that's why they rather dip and leave the kids lost. So now we could be like, you know what, it's our turn to lead. Let's just go ahead and tell you that you can't win at this shit this way. You also can win this way with your time. As long as you socialize outcome-based choice that give them the best shit up front, there's no way we're waiting for the chicken to get plucked, the bud to be drained, the neck to be broke, be marinated, fucking lemon pepper sauce and shit. All of a sudden it's coming out the fucking oven and we're like, damn, it's like you're not gonna win this after all, is it? So it's
Do
like,
you
as long
remember?
as you let them know up front that we can win this, yeah.
Mhm.
Do you
That's good.
remember? Do you remember? MOT? You remember the movie War Games?
Yes.
Yes, Matthew Broderick.
Yes.
Right. What did Hal say? The computer.
Want to play a game?
Yeah.
That
Well,
one?
no. Well, yeah, that one. But when the clock was ticking down and they couldn't figure out what to do, he didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah,
so because he didn't do anything, guess what happened? Nuclear war was averted.
Yeah.
And the thing
But there's
was the
another
way to
way to
win.
that
The
too.
way to win was not to play.
Correct.
Exactly.
It's been years since I saw that movie.
And also, there's another way that this shit works. If anybody played Mass Effect, the third Mass Effect game, the actual and the cycle continues ending, the refusal
Right.
ending.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic.
But
Yeah.
so I wanted to
Ali
actually
Sheedy was in
get
All right, go ahead, Theo.
Art's question. So, dude, there's no one thing. There's like multiple things that need to be addressed
Break that down for us.
in order for niggas to wake up. Re-education on world history is probably like number
Yes.
one. I know a lot of
Yes.
people go to college, and as soon as they find out what actually happened to us after they get the baby talk in high school, they
start
see,
joining
oh shit,
movements.
slavery was actually this bad. Let me go down this rabbit hole. Boom, pro-black. We done now. We're here now, and that's where I'm staying. We don't understand socioeconomics of the world and sociopolitics of the world. Not only that, we don't understand it past or present. So we need to understand it in the past because that informs you of how to proceed in the future or proceed currently. We don't have any of that education. And again, when niggas go to college, all of our college educated niggas, the PhDs included, when they go to school, seriously, when they go to school, they find out how bad slavery was and they go down that rabbit hole and they never come the fuck out.
Yeah.
Then we need to understand what control and power is and how to weaponize it. We don't understand what control and power is. One of the biggest things that every other culture in the world does is they use belief as a tool instead of a crutch. China doesn't have a national religion. All of the countries with the most power outside the United States do not have sky genie theory. They don't. they just weaponize the religion to control. That's what they do. They get to the money. We got to remove bipolar logic. Like when we say shit like, women don't mean anything, but everybody's here trying to find a bitch, or they don't understand that every society since the history of society is like humans are a tournament mating species. This is why we always have a tournament. Like we mate sexually, and in order to mate sexually, you have to have a male and a female. That's biology 101. And we have the bipolar logic of fuck biology. Women don't mean anything, but I get more bitches than you. Like you like that's bipolar as shit. Then we have this whole thing of being counterculture for the sake of it, which is if it's not cool, fuck it. That's our position.
Which kind of makes it mainstream.
Right, but what I'm saying is our black people in particular is on the shit of counterculture for the sake of counterculture. If it's not cool,
but they don't understand how fucking companies commodify that shit and make. That's why I'm like, dude,
right.
They fucking pioneered that shit with hip hop, dude. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to digress, but yeah, I know. Go ahead.
And then we have the whole like intellectualism is bad, and then we have we have a lot of bitch think. Ooh, shiny. Shiny. Seriously, we
nigga trinkets.
Yeah, we go straight to the shiny, and we don't adopt the best practices of other countries. Like for instance, when people talk about chicks in other countries, like you have a bunch of dudes that go to, and celebrities included, they'll go to different countries and be like, oh my God, the women and then they come back on the jet crying about how, I mean, literally tears coming out of their face, thinking about how much better the women is over here. And it's because we won't adopt the best practices that they're doing to have their women in that position in the first place.
Right.
And then our biggest hurdle is the racism trigger. That's our biggest hurdle. Racism is used for black people like a blunt fucking instrument.
Nigga, that is a cultural fucking imprint, nigga. That's the go-to.
Yo, it is. And the evidence of that is the fact that we have a black manosphere. Like motherfuckers, ask anybody, all of the fucking heads of state of the black manosphere.
Heads of state? That was very diplomatic.
I love it.
What did they say?
It's amazing.
I'm not going to get away with that. Zero.
What did the niggas say? Real quick, what did the niggas say when they came over here?
Zero. Mount Niggamore. That's what it is.
Mount Niggamore.
Oh shit! Let me move.
That's fire.
But I'm saying, so the first thing that they said was, we have our own unique problems. Like nobody defined, like they defined what our unique problems was and they framed it in racism. But our unique problems, and the evidence is the fact that the black manosphere is what it is now. Our unique problems amounted to pussy can never be off the table. Period.
Yeah. Facts. Undefeated.
So that's pretty much it.
That's undefeated. I'm sorry.
Another dope panel and discussion. Salute. Thanks. Yeah, man. So,
wait, did you say Mountain Nigga Rushmore?
No. Yeah.
Mount Niggamore. Yeah.
Mount Niggamore. Okay. Mount Niggamore. Okay. I want to get it right. Just want to get it right.
Hey, you know what's fucked up? Because it is 4 of them.
That's what I mean. That's why I was like, that was brilliant. That was fucking brilliant, dude.
And I'm thinking about the other night on Art's panel. I think
on that one.
Yeah.
No, Art. No.
Oh man.
Do the artwork.
Liberals and feminism are two
Put me in a
problems.
picture with him, and they gonna tag me.
You gotta put the BGS head on the left.
Hey man, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's gotta be one of your record super chat live streams if you fucking do it, bro.
Yeah.
Like you better do that shit, and then we're gonna turn around and auction that bitch off.
Only time I do that if they all say they get along.
Angry Man gotta have his hat on the fucking mountain.
Oh yeah.
If they get along, if they make peace, I'll do it. If they make peace, I promise.
No. Art, we can do this. You just put O'Shea on the left, and you put Angry Man on the right. And you have like O'Shea side out into the right, and you have Angry Man side out into the left.
Oh shit!
And what about Oblivion?
If
The
they make
Highlander.
peace,
Yeah.
I'll do
Yeah.
it.
He
Yeah.
can be on either side in the middle. It don't matter.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they still at each other, I'm not in it.
Oh,
Chill. I don't feel like
No,
getting attacked.
no. All you gotta do is just have the eyes slanted toward each other with like, okay, you can have O'Shea, Old Man, BGS and more, and then like
Yep.
fucking David
Mr.
Man.
Utilitarian himself. Yep.
oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I know somebody probably in the chat is like, I'm gonna go ahead and do that myself.
No, Art, only you can do this. You have the reputation for the dude who goes live and does live sketches. You're the only
Yeah.
guy who can do this. We have ordained you.
Yo,
We
what's
have
gonna be funny?
ordained you, the artisan.
What I saw from BGS and DC debating about the history books of the other night, I was like,
Oh, that
damn.
was classic.
That was
That
funny
was a
though.
classic
He
debate.
said, wait up. He said, Art, he said, DC, everybody knows this. I was like, BGS, what you talking about? DC tried to
That
tell
was
me,
classic.
wait a
I don't
minute.
think I'm
What's
not
gonna
sure
be
if
funny
anybody
is when niggas
understood
start
what
to
happened.
see it. When niggas start to see the art come together.
Yeah.
when you first
Yeah,
start
well,
off, they
like
don't
when he
know what it
starts,
is.
yeah, when he starts doing it,
What the
yes, yes, I can't wait, I cannot wait,
Yeah. Do it.
yes.
Sometimes the drawings look like they're reacting to the conversation. You know, the drawings like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm like, I can't wait.
What does Negro say? Huh? What? You know, and it's
Art,
looking
what the hell
in the
you
same
doing, bro?
direction.
What the fuck is Art drawing right now?
And it's looking in the same direction. The person that's saying something crazy is like, damn, good service said what? I'm just messing with hood conservative. That's all
Yeah.
hood conservative.
He's funny though. Yeah.
I would buy a copy of it. Like I'm
I
dead
would
ass
too.
That's what
serious.
I'm done. Let's do it. Come on.
Listen, man. Listen. The older motherfuckers had Jesus and Martin Luther King on the same wall. There's no reason.
Man, look. Do you realize? Have you guys seen the what was it? The 12 disciples last dinner? Fucking King
Yeah.
Arthur's court. Do you realize the epicness?
Man,
Yeah.
Just the Mount Rushmore, huh?
The
Or
last-
the Negro Manosphere
The
Rushmore.
last fuckery.
Mountain
Come
Nigga
on. What are we doing?
I'm gonna throw that. I'm gonna circulate that around. It's probably gonna be more pushback.
Yeah.
Mount-
Art, listen,
Mount
Art,
Black
you are an artist. It is your responsibility to push boundaries, bro.
Yeah.
I think the
Yeah.
only time I'll probably do it if I stop doing lives.
Oh,
You know,
No,
when-
you can
when
do
I-
it during the live.
Come on, that's the whole point. You're doing it
That's
during the
probably
live
my
stream.
last- That's probably my last.
That's the
live.
whole thing.
Because I can't do this forever anyway. Because eventually
Yeah.
I'm going to be getting some kind of promotion or whatever. So it'll be something like that. So keep an eye out for it.
Manosphere Black Manosphere Mount Rushmore.
It's easier than you think, though.
Well,
what y'all
Art,
think.
Art, here's what we're gonna do. When that does happen, we're gonna set up because we still have to do our. Matter of fact, dude, what's going on this weekend? Not to digress, you guys, but what do you have going on this weekend?
I'm doing an auction. That's what I'm doing on the auction this weekend. So
Oh, because we're supposed to do the Brazilian music.
oh
I just
really?
need a copy of that shit when it's done. That's all. I need a copy.
Yeah, we're all.
fuckery. Okay.
But we're supposed to do the because Johnny Blaze wants to get in on that one. So I
Oh,
wanted
you mean
to
like the Brazilian musicians, like Askevin
yeah,
and all them?
remember you
Bands
you
like
kind of
Grill?
threw that. Yeah, you threw the idea out there, and then I talked to Johnny Blaze because he's a aficionado of that shit too. So yeah, we were gonna kind of spark it up, and I wanted you to maybe do some live art while we play some music and talk about it.
What time on Saturday?
I don't know. That's what I was trying to see. Like, when it doesn't even have to be Saturday. It could be Sunday too.
Sunday might be more freer,
Okay.
I think. Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
No, just
throw some times
yeah.
out.
No, just whenever, bro. Like, I can. It's really
And
kind
I'm
of when
thinking-
you're free.
And I'm thinking my wife is an expert in that. She don't know half the stuff about this stuff. She just say music de negros,
Music de
Yeah.
Negros. Okay.
the music of black people.
Black people. Yep.
Pobre.
I think I
I'm
have your
like,
email, bro. I'll hit you. I think I have your email.
okay. Yeah, because I liked, I like a lot of that stuff. Especially when they do the remixes, um, tight as hell. Matter of fact, I'll send you when you send me something, I'll send you my selection
Okay.
of stuff. I mean, I shoot
Shoot,
Beltran.
Beltran.
Yeah, that dude is
Yeah,
hard as
that dude is
hell.
hard as hell.
And
Well, we
I'm
got an
echoing.
echo.
And I'm echoing.
Hello, England. Okay, it stopped.
Okay, that was Sarah. Okay. Yeah, I kind of put a playlist together for that already. So
Oh, my
yeah,
bad.
let's do it,
Okay.
man. No. I'm just saying I already put some stuff together, so just send that to me.
But did you get into Incognito's what's his name, Bluey, when he started doing stuff with Brazilian musicians?
You talking about that UK group, Incognito, the brother from
Yeah,
the brother Omar,
Omar
from Incognito.
Bluey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yep,
man.
yep, yep.
It's a little side conversation. Sorry,
Oh,
y'all.
sorry. Yeah, my bad.
But yeah, I'm
But
quite sure
yeah,
you
I'm
have
quite
that
sure you
stuff.
have.
Well, we got echo again.
Echo. Wow. What's going to echo? But yeah, man, I think it's time that black men have to start really circulating like I won't say upper, but just a different scale of music too. Because most of the
Sure.
time we're always talking about bar. I was joking when Complex's chat. I was like, "Only time we always talk about music
Yeah,
is about bars and beats. Oh, he got bars. Oh, that's a hard ass beat." I'm like, is everything about beats? What about just the
acoustics.
whole everything. It's the
Yeah,
ambiance,
acoustics, man. Yeah, acoustics.
piano, all that. We don't.
Strings, chords, drums,
Because
everything.
one thing I gave the boomers and silent generation, they did say, man, that's a funky ass horn, man. They passing the weeds, and yeah, man, that's tight ass percussion there, man. They really comment, as grown men on music and talked about meaningful things.
This is gonna
You know,
sound maybe slightly controversial. Okay.
uh-oh. I'm gonna put on my
Something
seatbelt.
that well, no. I mean, slightly. This has just been something that was said, among like the music circle homies, right? Like the one thing that you can unequivocally say is positive that the black church produced was musical acumen.
Right. hmm That's not controversial.
No. I mean, no, because it would be controversial in the sense that I would be devaluing pretty much everything else that the black church has produced, which I am. But musical acumen, though, no, we can't argue it.
Yeah, they pretty much set the standard out of struggle.
For American music, think
Yeah,
about it.
it is American music. It's just the truest form of American music besides that
Every
and
form of
jazz.
American music,
What
Yeah,
about blues,
that's
the
the standard.
progressive?
Yeah,
all of it,
it came out of
What about
gospel.
blues? All of
Came out of
it? All of
gospel.
it? All right.
all of it,
Yeah.
every
Came
last
out of
bit of it,
gospel.
all of it.
I
Country
mean,
music,
uh,
It's the
I
standard.
mean,
all of it.
Oh,
well,
yeah. We invented that. Yeah.
I mean, but blues was telling you about shit that you was gonna have to deal with in feminism before it got here.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
yep,
Yep.
Yeah.
sure was.
I grew up in the South listening to that. Yeah, as a child, my dad was playing it in the jazz music. Oh yeah, all the
Well,
jazz collection he got was from, I think it was from Miles Davis, John Coltrane. He's a boomer though. He got all them jazz singers. He still got collection on the what you call the latest iPhones and stuff, like the computer and all that. And he transferred it to what you call those apps, and he has all his collections on there and just starts playing.
Yeah,
So
Spotify and shit like that.
But
yeah.
but they put the science. They were really working on the science and the music. If a lot of the, how, just like, the only thing that I see people do with music now is just work out for the most part,
Hmm.
or be pumped up. But a lot of music that was out was like for you to study or for you to get some kind of upliftment, or it was like it's like a multi-purpose of the arts. I
Well, I was
mean,
gonna
yeah,
say
Sometimes enlightenment too.
art. Do you remember when album art was just as important to a musical composition as the composition itself?
brother, I did my dissertation on that.
There you go.
I did my
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, Super Chat number 16 said jazz was the best genre of music ever created.
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was. My dad grew up on it in the 70s when he was younger, and his brother got him into the jazz collection thing. As a child, I started listening to all those jazz artists, how the way they play the instruments, and then he always loved Miles Davis and John Coltrane. Every Coltrane song I've heard from those albums that he got, it's just amazing. It just shows you, the influence I had growing up. So, I grew up around a lot of music. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I also got to give salute. Lionel's another jazz aficionado too. He's
Yeah.
Oh,
heavy.
really?
My,
Oh,
He's
nice.
yeah, Lionel's heavy on
yeah.
the jazz shit. So salute to
Yeah.
him
My
too.
father, he loved jazz. Yeah. He's a boomer.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, Lionel's heavy with it.
Hmm.
My bad. I didn't.
That,
I didn't mean to throw this shit in the music, dude. My bad.
No, that's cool. No,
no, you cool,
I
man.
mean,
You cool.
No, because
I
Art
got going.
did. Art did float the idea, and I talked to Johnny about it, and then I did want to do that. I really did want to do that shit.
Y'all probably can't hear me, huh? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can
I
hear you.
can hear you.
Yeah, we
Oh,
We
hear
can
you.
hear you.
cool. I was speaking to Complex Point. The biggest phenomenon that I found when it came to album cover art is that you break down the jazz and then the R&B. It took a long time for R&B and jazz to have black faces illustrated either
Almond covers.
dancing or
Yep.
doing instrument. So if
Hmm.
you look at the jazz, they start off with just a shadow, maybe an instrument by itself, a name. You go with the R&B, they put white people on the cover.
Yeah.
And then further, then later on, when they start doing bebop and all that, then you start having Miles come on there, and you see his face. And all. Matter of fact, he came out with his white girlfriend on his album cover. I think it's "Someday My Prince Will Come."
Someday my prince will come. Yep.
So they were, that's what was sell. They were trying to go with sales. So the fact that you would see you like the music, but you didn't like the people that was playing it. Think about that, man.
Hmm.
Think
And
about,
That's racism. Yeah.
but Art. But then what happened was Blue Note
yeah,
did the
Blue
single,
Note. Yeah, Blue Note
and what?
tried. Oh, go ahead. You can go
No, I
ahead.
was just gonna say what they did was they would profile black artists, right? And they would profile them in creation, let's just say. So they didn't really just kind of sell you on an image of them. They sold you on the image of the creation of what you're listening to, and they kind of gave it like that sort of the blue. They always incorporated sort of like that blue shade over the
Mm-hmm.
black and white
Mm-hmm.
imagery,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that became their signature.
Let me break
It
that
was
down on
always,
you for Blue
huh?
Note. Let me break that down with you on Blue Note. They used two artists, Burt Goldblatt and Andy
And
Warhol.
Andy Warhol, yeah,
Yeah, they
yep.
were the ones that were drawing black figures. They did Kenny Burrell, they did Dizzy
Mhm.
Gillespie, all these different people, but they didn't have black artists to do it. That was one of my
Wow.
criticism in dissertation in
Yeah,
my
yeah. They had
dissertation.
Warhol and yeah,
Right. So
yeah,
that was the
yeah. I
thing.
mean,
And
that's
mhm.
yeah. Now let me ask you this. So then we move forward. Now we had and I'm gonna schedule another Afrofuturism live stream, right? Because now
Okay.
what we got to do is we go from that era into the era of Sun Ra,
Mhm.
right?
That's what
Yeah. I
jazz
remember
is.
Because
that
Yeah.
live stream. Yeah.
yeah, because see, then you got basically unadulterated black imagery, and so out of
Right.
Sun Ra, you got like Earth, Wind, and Fire, Parliament Funkadelic, Herbie
Flying the
Hancock,
Flying Stone. Yeah.
Slide. You got okay, and so all of that imagery. When we go and look at the album covers from there, what were we seeing on those album covers? Like Old Earth, Wind,
Black
and
people.
Fire,
Black people.
Isley Brothers, but you were also seeing like Afrofuturistic motifs, spaceships, active pyramids, and all that kind of shit.
Yeah. So that was yeah, because they had to take it in another direction where it started being more and more and more popular towards us, and then it had way more of a global appeal. you know. So because that was the thing, and that's kind of how we have in our conversation in these spaces where, okay, we're not really making it that well here, but there's other opportunities overseas in a way. So what's his name? Maurice White took that approach for sure. I think the
Maurice
fact
Maurice Maurice White.
from
Who?
Earth, Wind and Fire.
Maurice. Okay, that's that. Okay,
Yeah, because he remember he went to Kemet. Matter of fact, he took the whole group to Kemet.
that's right. That's right.
Hmm.
He did. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
every time they started their concert, they always started in the lotus position.
Yeah, they do.
Generate energy. People have to start understanding how you use these things. You know what I mean? And so when
Yeah.
you talk about the Sun Ra part, yeah, they thought he was weird and all that, but hell, he made
Yeah.
things happen. He made. I mean, the whole thing is that okay. I'm not cool. I never like free jazz. Like Eric Dolphy and Ornette Coleman.
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
cool
yeah,
with
yeah. I
that.
know what you're talking about.
But
Yeah.
it did. I mean, it was in the same format as if you were doing an abstract painting. So
This
so
is
if you
that. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
so if you were able to look at the aesthetics and then break it down academic wise, it's still relevant. No matter how you like it or don't like it, if you still be able to still comment about the note and how things run and how it moves and stuff like that, then you can make something of it because that's what
But
it was.
but okay, but Art, you'd have to then let's use the same form of logic, right? Because let's say if you're using graphic art to push boundaries,
Hmm.
okay, you have to do things. You have to take the same approach with you have to take the same approach sonically, because even with visual art and auditory art, you're still dealing with tones and
Yeah,
frequencies, right?
right.
Like, so the tones in a sound correlate with a color,
You know what's funny
right?
about that? Have
Huh.
you heard of what's his name, Kandinsky? Wasali Kandinsky.
Okay. No, I never heard of
He's
them.
the guy that he's supposed to be known. I'm doing air quotes. The uh, the father of abstract and expressionism. Now the
Okay.
thing is, most people that I know, they like the realistic stuff. They like the Andy, what's his name?
The
They like the
Warhol,
Norman Rockwell. They
Norman
like all
Rockwell.
that
Yeah.
traditional stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But people kind of like back up when they see that whole abstract thing. And then when I started studying him, do you understand this guy was part of the Theosophy movement under Helen Blavatsky?
The Theosophical Society.
He was part of that.
But
Matter of fact, he was
but
a
wait,
direct
wait, wait.
student.
You know where they got all, because my first fucking Sapio last stream, I talked about this. You know where they got all their shit from, right?
Yeah, Pascal Beverly Randolph.
Boom. A brother from New
Yeah, a
York.
black man. Yeah, a black man.
There you go.
Matter of fact, that was
Goddamn.
Abraham's right hand man. Matter of fact,
Think about it.
When he left
Oh, Art, you
Abraham,
about to go there, brother. You about to go there.
when he left Abraham to go overseas on his mission, which he brought the Rosicrucian order back, but when he went over
Uh-huh.
there, that's when Abraham got assassinated.
Do you remember where he established the first Rosicrucian order in the United States at?
In
No,
Philadelphia.
San Francisco.
Oh, yeah,
Mm.
my bad. Yeah,
Yeah,
San
San
Francisco. He
Francisco.
sure did.
That's right.
My bad.
That's
Cause
right.
the, cause,
Me and
cause the,
a arts homie of mine, man, we probably studied Rosicrucianism for 10 years.
oh, really? Man,
Yeah.
10. I only
Yeah.
got five. I only got five, man. I got
Okay.
five.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No. I mean,
so we definitely got
basically,
a rap.
it's Beverly Pascal Randolph who wrote the book on the shit. It's the brother from New York.
Yeah, we definitely got a rap offline, but for sure. So more to be fam. But
Yep, sir.
the thing is that that got me on going back to the what's his name Kandinsky is that he said this gonna blow you guys mind. That's what when I read that, that's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna start analyzing abstract more. He said every time he sees, I mean, every time he sees shapes, he hears music.
Yep.
That's what he said. When he said that, it wasn't when I started understanding, it wasn't about the art, it was about how the shapes control the mind.
Dude, check this out, Art. We have let me dig it up real quick. So back in 2009 or 10, we released a digital single called Music Box, right?
Okay.
But the art is basically a three-dimensional cube with like basically splatters of just random colors in it.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
hold on,
took
let me
that
dig
from
it up.
They took that, and Africa has that same concept, by the way.
Yeah.
If you look
I'm
at
gonna
a
hold
lot
on.
of the
Let me
African art,
grab it. Yep.
yeah, it's very geometric. It's a lot of cubes, and because if you think about the squares, the circles, and the triangles, they have different meanings. So
Dude,
when we stare at it for a long time,
those are the fundamental shapes in your three-dimensional existence.
yeah, it's in your DNA damn near. That's why if you look at a lot of charts, that's what they use.
I'm
So I'm
saying
looking at
every one of those circles or every one of those shapes equals 300. Dude, it all.
yeah, they all formulate into
There you
same from
go.
the
There you
same
go. There you go.
diagram.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
You
go.
know, but that's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yo, I
That's
gotta
that's
make
how
a
they
stop, and
control us.
I gotta make a stop, and I cannot possibly have this thing on in this installation. So, anybody got any last words or so? Obadiah, you got any last words before we get up out of here?
Appreciate you having me on, MOT. Great discussion for the fellas up here, man. It's
All right, no
always
problem.
nice to rap to you. Yeah, peace.
All right, cool. Complex. Any last words before we get up out of here?
Hey, I appreciate it, brothers. It's another one, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, cool. Art.
Just don't forget, space is the place. No, I'm joking. But
I tell you, man, we need that Mount. We need that Mount Black
We
Manosphere, man.
do
We gotta
need
have
that though.
I
O'Shea,
need protection on
O-Man,
that one before I put that out. So I
DJ
have to make sure
Sidmore,
that
and
these guys are
Angry
cool
Man on the right hand side. We need that shit.
We got your
about
back, Art. Yeah.
about as yeah. When they cool, then I'll be able to do it. But,
No, I mean, dude, they
yeah,
ain't
when
gonna
they
never
cool.
be cool. That's why they're on opposite sides of the goddamn mountain.
Yeah, because everywhere I will go, I want to go in peace.
Yeah, I mean,
I ain't
you
trying
can
to get
attempt to go in
attacked.
peace.
I'm good, man.
All right, cool.
I'm good.
Zero, you got anything else before we get up out of here?
Step
Let me put
to
my let me put my email in the back chat. Complex.
Okay, hold on. Let me grab it. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, no. Thanks for the stream. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody for coming by. Shit, yeah, it was good. Good discussion.
Hey, man. So when are we gonna do that? Game Kings. Oh man.
Wait, that's gonna be a private one, right? Yeah, because
No, I mean it's coming out in the public. I don't care. I risk a strike for that.
don't risk a strike for that shit.
Hey, Art, I got it, man.
Okay,
because we
fam.
need to do a
I see you
No,
guys
I'm
later.
talking about. All right, later, man. I'm talking about the review.
just
We're
reviewing
gonna do
it.
live.
I got you.
Oh yeah, man. Like watching the shit. Of course, that's gonna be private.
yeah. Okay, so when you want to do it? Like when you we can just set it up.
Yeah, man. We can make it like the second week of March because I'm
Second week
having
of
like
March.
more and more time to do live streams and shit. So yeah.
Cool. Second week of March. We got it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I got something to send you. I want you to see it. But apparently, there's a white dude going around doing mode 1, and that motherfucker's bombing all over the place.
Oh,
I mean,
Damn. Mr. Clean. Oh my God, we're so proud.
he already got a strike against him. He's not a light skinned nigga from the 80s, so
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, man. But you got this white dude going around asking these girls, like, in mode 1 fashion. People are, like, throwing drinks at this dude and looking at him crazy and saying all type of wild shit to him. And then, like, this person has ARC kind of speaking like, well, it's all about the confidence. And then they cut back to the dude still bombing. It's like, yes, this is what I wanted. The practicality of this crazy shit. Yeah. Oh, man. It's great. I mean, but it had a guy, reasonable amount of shape. It didn't even matter. It's the fact. And it shows ARC dirty talking a strange woman, and the look on her fucking face, priceless. Fucking priceless.
That's
Yes.
delicious.
Oh my
Hilarious.
God. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I'm just gonna call it practical, fictional mode 1 versus practical mode 1. Yeah, Yeah, and it's like, dude, you've been marketing this shit for years. It's quite obvious why you can't do this shit in public, and you're gonna see why it's setting other people up for failure, not really him.
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, that's why
yeah.
when I reviewed the book, I mean, I didn't even shit on his work. I mean, yeah, he has talent, technical talent and shit like that. But I mean, whether it was on purpose or whether it was just an oversight, the fact that the very fact that social cues were completely missing from the book,
Yeah.
that almost, I mean, I don't
no.
know. I don't think
You're
that's
gonna hear that he make these people sign contracts and shit, telling them that you're not gonna be this ladies' man overnight while getting a session. They're gonna go over all that in that fucking video. So I'm like, wait a minute. We got like non-panel Allen telling these motherfuckers that this is some bullshit, and then you got panel Allen saying all this shit he did with a level of success, and I'm like, hey man, you don't have to motherfucking explain this shit to me.
No, but when they get upset is when the bag opens up. When we fucking start saying, okay, you can teach anybody, anybody can learn this, anybody can do this, blah 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 blah. But as soon as a nigga get upset, I'm the only one that can do this. Me, nigga, I'm special. Fuck you, nigga. Damn.
Yeah. Whenever ARC goes into buttermilk boil over mode, that's what I call it.
Yeah.
You know, you really can't say shit. You really can't say shit.
But
you
then
just gotta let them get it out. Yeah.
Anyway, that shit crazy to me.
Oh yeah. But that's gonna be a hilarious stream. And oh man, I'm gonna send you the video. But that shit is wild. How this dude is walking up and bombing with all these fucking women. All right, well, y'all have a nice one.
All right, you too.
I want to know where all this secret stuff is out in the middle of Wyoming. So you guys have a nice one, all right?
You too.
All right, peace.
All right.